Are you aware of this? This is your brain's capabilities when you are a kid. This is your brain's capabilities in your 30s. This is your brain's capabilities in your 40s, in your 60s, and the rest of your life. Through a simple process called epigenetic activation, you can go back to this. Anyone can do this at home. The American Society of Human Genetics tells us that your DNA stores more information than all the servers of Google, Amazon, and Facebook combined. In fact, if the information stored in your DNA was a music playlist, it would play continuously for 57 years without repeating a single song. Yet, astonishingly, we access only a minuscule 0.0001% of this treasure trove of information. This severe limitation is the root cause of your problems. If you could increase that access by a fraction of a fraction to just 0.0002%, which is the equivalent to adding a grain of sand to a huge sandbox, you would effectively triple your brain power and unlock extraordinary abilities. This isn't just a possibility, you can. The science of epigenetics proves it. It's called epigenetic activation, and departments of epigenetics in prestigious institutions like Harvard and Johns Hopkins University have been at the forefront. Here is what's happening. Your DNA is equipped with 20,000 to 25,000 genes, each encoded with how-to manuals. Your brain and body refer to these manuals to learn how to think faster, how to increase memory capacity, how to become more creative, how to heal faster, etc. All this information is already inside you. But accessing just 0.0001% of your genes means you are going nowhere. The problem is, the vast majority of these genes are inactive. The good news is, the science of epigenetics reveals that certain subtle changes in your daily routine activate these inactive genes, allowing your brain and body access to brand new how-to manuals. While conducting performance tests on F-15 and F-16 fighter pilots, the Department of Defense accidentally discovered that a slight change in an everyday morning routine of most humans can cause dormant genes to suddenly pop open like popcorn. You think you know what this small, seemingly insignificant change might be? I would be surprised if you do, because it's very counterintuitive. Super brain abilities become the norm. Brilliant ideas flow to you effortlessly. Your ability to learn and absorb knowledge becomes remarkable and with incredible speed. What others see as random good fortune becomes your everyday reality, filled with blessings. I've been a neuroscientist for close to 27 years, specializing in the field of epigenetics. In simple terms, epigenetics looks at how subtle changes in your environment and day-to-day routines can activate your dormant genes. When dormant genes are turned on, we call it epigenetic activation. While conducting research, my wife, whom I met in medical school, accidentally stumbled upon a study conducted by the Department of Defense in 1990. She meant to search in a database from 1980, but accidentally accessed the wrong database. This discovery was a monumental breakthrough. Now brace yourself. The Department of Defense wanted to measure the brain power of next-generation fighter pilots for airplanes that require much higher performance levels. So they studied 790 F-15 and F-16 fighter pilots. What they discovered stunned them. Pilots were given a CFMS test right after a training flight. CFMS stands for creativity, focus, memory, and speed. They scored on average 293 out of 300. This is unheard of. The average person scores on average 93 on a CFMS test. In fact, these same fighter pilots also underwent the same test before embarking on a training flight. On average, they scored 96, which was nearly identical to the average score of random individuals. Something extraordinary was happening that was making these pilots superhumans for up to 30 minutes right after a training flight. During these 30 minutes, they managed to solve any problem given to them effortlessly. Their focus was razor sharp. Their creativity level made any challenge seem like child's play, and they remembered unbelievable quantities of information with extreme ease. Researchers called this brain state neural harmony. All I could think of was how this almost superhuman brain power could transform everyday people's lives. As a lifelong student of science, I had to find out what was preventing the rest of us access to this enhanced state of mind. I had no doubt that whatever was happening at the DNA level. If I could discover exactly what, I might be able to not only replicate these results in everyday people under normal lifestyle conditions, but also extend from just minutes to hours. And I have good news for you. It turns out that not only is it possible, but we can make it last for years instead of just 30 minutes. Your brain acts like a magnet of unique ideas. Your problem-solving capabilities improve dramatically. Your memory becomes laser sharp, and learning anything becomes an effortless process. Okay, let's go back to the pilot's research, because there is something important you should know. Researchers compared fMRI scans of the pilot's brains during the neural harmony state with those of everyday people. Pilots' brains were processing information nearly 17 times faster. Researchers were astonished to discover that on average the epigenetic activation level these pilots were experiencing was 9.8%. Most adults typically operate at a 1.3% epigenetic activation level, while children operate at around 3%. This heightened activation in children explains their ability to learn quickly. An epigenetic activation level of 3.7% and above, as mentioned earlier, is labeled neural harmony. It's the threshold at which things that for ordinary people seem like magic start to happen. Neural harmony at 9.8% epigenetic activation level, as observed in the pilots, is verging on superhuman. Their genes were being activated like popcorn during training flight due to the extreme environment. What these pilots were going through during training flights was an ultra-high level of extreme cognitive stimulation. Just imagine the challenges and intense focus required from a fighter pilot. Everything is happening at the same time. You're flying at Mach 1, your eyes must constantly scan the horizon for any sign of enemy aircraft. Your hands are adjusting your altitude, speed, and heading with lightning-fast precision. You're paying extreme attention to a flurry of commands and updates from your squadron leader. And you're processing all this avalanche of information at lightning speed. How do you think leading athletes, musicians, and movie stars achieve extraordinary results? They do so through a state of neural harmony. While not reaching the 9.8% epigenetic activation level of fighter pilots, they surpass the required 3.7% level and enter a neural harmony state. When Michael Jordan scored 69 points in a single game, he was in a state of neural harmony. When Tiger Woods plays golf, he is in a state of neural harmony, which is why he won PGA Player of the Year a record 11 times. Or when Clint Eastwood acts, he is in a neural harmony state, which explains why all his 60 films did well when most actors struggle. And you'll be surprised that the quest for neural harmony is not new. Few know this, but Albert Einstein invented a way to reach neural harmony by playing a certain melody with a violin. Leonardo da Vinci devised a technique for playing the lyre and flute, which unlocked a state of neural harmony, taking him to creative genius levels. They both report how achieving neural harmony made solving their biggest problems and overcoming challenges effortless. Dormant, inactive genes within you have the potential to be activated, unlocking abilities you never realized you possessed. This means your brain, along with your entire body, could gain access to an entirely new set of instructions. I'm talking about things like how to think and learn faster, how to remember more things, and how to achieve laser-targeted focus, and how to accelerate healing, and how to absorb information quicker. And the reality is, all this is already inside you. You are just not accessing it right now. What people call junk DNA is, in reality, DNA with inactive genes. It's ironic, but that's your most valuable DNA. It's a treasure trove of God-given abilities. Have you ever wondered why people like Elon Musk have what looks like superhuman abilities? They seem to be capable of doing the job of 10 people combined. Everything comes to them so effortlessly. They learn much faster, they solve problems and find solutions in minutes rather than hours or days, and they can store an incredible amount of information in their brains. A very small amount of people are born with the ability to achieve neural harmony, naturally and effortlessly. But science is moving in lightning speed when it comes to neural harmony. A Harvard study found that if you can surpass the required 3.7% epigenetic activation level and sustain a neural harmony state for years, which you can, it becomes ingrained in your DNA. This means that you could potentially pass on this exceptional trait to your future children, setting them up for an extraordinary future. And if you've ever wondered why the law of attraction and manifestation methods do not work for you, it's because you are not achieving a neural harmony state. It's really important for you to understand the root cause of the problem. There are 4 elements that block you from attaining neural harmony. Most of us are exposed to at least 2. First, environmental toxins. Exposure to pollutants, chemicals, and other environmental toxins can negatively impact gene expression and brain function. Second, digital overload. Excessive screen time and constant exposure to electronic devices can disrupt brain waves and hinder epigenetic activation. Third, lack of mental stimulation. A lack of engaging mental activities and challenges prevents the brain from reaching its full potential and activating dormant genes in our DNA. And last, negative thought patterns. Negative thoughts and beliefs can create neural pathways that inhibit cognitive function and limit the attainment of neural harmony. The reality we live in has taken away from us our true capabilities given to us by nature. Have you ever wondered why everything seems so hard the more you age? It's because it's like fighting an uphill battle and the slope only steepens. And you can feel it, right? It's the small stuff at first, like forgetting where you put your keys or wallet, or walking into a room and forgetting why you went there. And learning becomes more difficult, doesn't it? Like grasping new technology, taking longer to understand new concepts, or maybe the feeling of being overwhelmed when presented with new information. But those lucky enough to be in a neural harmony state wouldn't know what I'm talking about. It's not part of their reality. For them, picking up a new skill and mastering it to improve their finances is a walk in the park. The sad truth is, as time goes by, our epigenetic activation level plummets. Our brain is getting less and less how-to instructions from our genes. We are like a train without brakes traveling at 100 miles per hour to a destination none of us wants to reach, which explains why so many people become more bitter and resentful as they get older. What truly gets me mad is that pharmaceutical companies have the knowledge to halt and reverse the decline in epigenetic activation, which could improve countless lives. However, they refuse to act, knowing that doing so would obliterate the over $300 billion in consumer spending on cognitive decline medications. And you know what's worst? With their immense lobbying power, these companies easily shape government decisions, keeping this harmful cycle going. Luckily, there are 4 ways by which you can boost your epigenetic activation level above 3.7% and achieve neural harmony. The first one is Tai Chi. The problem for many people with Tai Chi is that it takes a very long time to master. But when you do, results can be truly amazing as long as you dedicate at least 2 hours per day to it. The second is guided imagery meditation. You would need to conduct 2 to 3 sessions per day, each of at least 30 minutes, making it tough for a lot of people to commit. After around 6 months, epigenetic activation starts improving, although results vary dramatically from person to person. The third is pulsed electromagnetic field devices. These devices have shown to boost epigenetic activation, but you basically need to be wealthy to afford this at $700 per session. The fourth way to achieve neural harmony is through sound waves. The reason this approach is so effective and effortless goes back to Alexander Graham Bell. Bell didn't just invent the telephone. Besides being a pioneer in understanding the fundamental principles of sound, he understood the key to the universe, and that is everything is composed of frequencies and resonances. My wife, being an integral part of the research team, insisted that the solution we were looking for had to be in the control and manipulation of frequencies and resonances. And as you well know, sound is the perfect conductor of these 2 elements. It's only through sound technology that we can control and direct them with laser-targeted precision to where we want. Let me explain. Just as a tuning fork can resonate with a specific frequency, the sound waves we created resonate with the dormant genes within your DNA, mimicking the natural conditions that lead to epigenetic activation. The breakthrough of our technology is exactly that, the ability to mimic key conditions that have proven to boost epigenetic activation. But here's what sets our approach apart: simplicity, accessibility, and coverage. Initially, we considered a tailored approach based on individual genetic profiles, but recognized this would exclude many from experiencing the benefits. We wanted to create a solution that would be very simple to use, would require little time commitment, and be highly accessible to every single person. That's why we've condensed the power of sound waves into a user-friendly format that anyone can benefit from, regardless of their background or experience. My wife Amy and I decided that our journey with this groundbreaking technology will begin with a deeply personal mission. Our own son, who's been dealing with ADHD for years and was having a tough time in college, was the first to try it out. And let me tell you, the results blew us away. After just a few days of using the sound wave, we saw a real change in him. Suddenly he could focus like never before. It was like a fog had lifted and he could finally dive into his studies without getting sidetracked. But it wasn't just his grades that got better. He seemed happier, more energetic, like he was really coming into his own. Instead of stressing about exams, he was acing them, and he even started getting involved in other stuff outside of class. One moment that stands out is when he showed us his latest test scores. Before, he used to dread getting them back, but this time he was glowing. Turns out he'd aced every single one, and you could see how proud he was of himself. From feeling stuck and frustrated, our son turned into this confident, driven guy who was ready to take on anything. And this was just the beginning. My wife's sister, Jess, lives just a few blocks away from our lab. She visits us once or twice a week, and we all go to lunch together. For months, she's been trying to understand what it is that we do in the lab. Has it ever happened to you that you seem to have a certain blockage for a specific subject, and no matter how hard you try to understand it, it just won't go through? In scientific terms, it's called cognitive block. It's a condition where a person experiences difficulty in understanding or learning specific information or skills, despite strong effort and exposure to the subject. That's what was happening with Jess. For close to a year, we've been trying to explain to her what we do and the objective of our research, with zero success. One day, while we were all eating dinner, Jess started to explain to their mother, and with amazing detail, I must add, what we do and what our research is all about. It's like if she never had a cognitive block, and that's after just 8 sound wave sessions of 1 minute each. After dinner, as we were walking out the door, my wife's mother grabbed me by the arm and whispered to my ear, "Honey, if you love your mother-in-law as much as she loves you, send me that sound wave as soon as possible." Next day, we emailed her a copy. 5 days later, we get a phone call from my wife's dad. "What did you do?" he asked. "What do you mean?" I replied. He started laughing. "Well, my wife has become master chef overnight, literally." He then continued, "Thomas, you know how much I love risotto and tiramisu. I've been married to that amazing woman for 57 years, and I love anything her hands prepare. But what she cooked yesterday is nothing short of divine." I just told him, "Jeff, the reality is she always had this ability inside her. We just helped her activate it." And that's the true power of epigenetic activation. Unlocking genes containing how-to instructions that were previously inaccessible to your brain and body. Your brain is capable of extraordinary things once it gets access to these genes. Now, my wife's dad is very active in the community. He does a lot of volunteering work and is very well known. He was pumped by his wife's newfound abilities that he couldn't stop telling everyone about it. Suddenly, everyone wanted to try our sound wave. Larry, who runs the bakery shop just 2 doors down from our lab, told us that he always dreamed of learning coding, but he had a tough time understanding the material. He enrolled in an online program at Codecademy but couldn't get past the material in the second week and was stuck for 3 months. He managed to get through the program and even aced it, all within just 3 weeks, and that's just the start. A colleague shared that he experienced depression after his divorce to the point where he didn't want to get out of bed in the mornings. That is now behind him. He wakes up full of energy and with a positive outlook on life. After a month of listening to the sound wave, a friend of my wife's dad, who had struggled with insomnia for years, found himself falling asleep within minutes and keeping a deep sleep state through the night. This newfound rest has dramatically improved his daily energy levels. Meanwhile, our landlord, who we became very friendly with and wanted to try the sound wave, got a significant boost in creativity. He said that out of the blue he got this innovative project idea, which got investors standing in line. After a decade of battling chronic anxiety, a colleague reported a substantial reduction in her anxiety levels. After just 6 sound wave sessions, she felt relaxed, a feeling she hadn't experienced in a long time. Naturally, this improvement positively impacted every area of her life. Jessica volunteers at a local school giving free art classes. She reported losing 12 pounds and got rid of almost all her belly fat. She wrote, "I've always struggled with my weight despite my active lifestyle as an art volunteer at a local school. I've always believed in giving back to the community and found joy in helping children express themselves through art. However, my own self-expression was hampered by my ongoing battle with belly fat, which left me feeling less confident. I tried everything. I read about epigenetic activation and wanted to visit Dr. Winslow at his clinic. After a short call, he recommended I save my money and try neural excellence. The process was surprisingly simple. The changes were subtle at first, but after about 4 days, I noticed a significant difference in my energy levels and overall well-being. I was more active, moving around with the kids and engaging in our art projects with renewed vigor. But the real shock came when I stepped on the scale after 4 weeks. I had lost 12 pounds, and my belly fat was almost gone. This weight loss wasn't just a physical transformation. It was deeply emotional and empowering. Nancy from Oregon says, "I noticed an unexpected improvement in the relationship with my teenage son. Since I started listening to the sound waves, our communication had become open and non-confrontational, strengthening our bond." Clara from Miami says, "Procrastination was once a defining struggle in my life, holding me back in countless ways. Each day felt like wading through mud, and completing even simple tasks seemed overwhelming. I now find myself completing in a single day what used to take me 2 weeks. My productivity has soared, and I feel more capable and efficient than ever. I didn't just overcome procrastination, I'm a powerhouse of efficiency and determination. I even managed to launch a new business that I had been procrastinating on for years. After being a heavy alcohol drinker, Alberto reported he'd lost the urge to drink and quit. His behavior towards drinking had been reprogrammed. Achieving neural harmony has helped thousands of Americans and people from around the world discover abilities they never imagined existed within them, improving their lives in unimaginable ways. We decided to name the sound wave Neural Excellence because no other name could better represent the exceptional results it delivers to people. The first version of the sound wave was 3 minutes and 48 seconds long, but we've managed to compress it into a 1 minute and 12 seconds digital audio track that you can download and listen to instantly. Its current length makes it very convenient for incorporating into busy schedules, allowing you to enjoy the benefits without a significant time commitment. Whether you're taking a short break at work or need a quick relaxation session at home, this audio track fits perfectly into your day. Using the Neural Excellence sound wave is as effortless as slipping on your headphones and pressing play. Within moments, the sound frequencies begin their work, starting an epigenetic activation within your DNA. Once you hit the 3.7% threshold required to reach neural harmony, a dormant library within your DNA springs to life. Previously inactive genes, each holding essential how-to instructions, begin to activate one by one. This surge of activation floods your brain with a cascade of new information, instructing it on how to perform extraordinary tasks and skills that were once out of reach. From enhancing memory retention, accelerating learning speeds, unlocking creative visions, teaching your body how to heal, to boosting problem-solving skills, the sound wave guides your brain and body to rapidly assimilate and apply this new knowledge. Each session acts as a key, unlocking successive layers of your genetic potential, enabling you to learn and master amazing abilities with astonishing ease and speed. As sessions progress, your brain doesn't just learn new things from the now active genes. It begins to build on each new skill and piece of knowledge. This starts a cumulative effect. In other words, your capacity for learning and improvement doesn't just grow, it accelerates exponentially. Your creativity will soar, allowing you to innovate and devise solutions that will propel anything you do. Learning new skills like a language, an instrument, or advanced technical stuff happens at a pace that astonishes even yourself. Relationships improve as you understand and communicate with loved ones with greater empathy and clarity. People like Mark, a librarian from Peoria, Illinois, reached out to share his experience. Initially, he wanted to book an appointment with me. After hearing his situation, I explained that it would be not only very expensive, but also unnecessary, and I recommended that he first try using Neural Excellence. He decided to give it a try. He wrote, "My life felt like a constant uphill battle. Minor setbacks would spiral into major crises. I felt powerless and stuck in a loop of negativity. Even positive events, like my son graduating college, were overshadowed by a sense of impending doom, as if waiting for the other shoe to drop. For years, I've tried various therapies, read self-help books, and even attended wellness retreats, but nothing seemed to make a lasting difference. After 10 days of using Neural Excellence, my outlook transformed significantly. I became more proactive at work, began volunteering in my community, and even started a gardening club. While working at the Henry Ford Hospital, I met Gerald. We haven't seen each other for years, and recently reconnected. He was telling me that he started an Etsy shop, but had a tough time focusing and dealing with new technologies. Long story short, I recommended he tried Neural Excellence. A few weeks later, he wrote back, "My focus improved dramatically. When challenges come up, I can stay calm effortlessly, which gives way to my improved problem-solving skills. I've never had so many innovative solutions come to me without even trying. Recently, my twin teens also started using Neural Excellence, and it has allowed them to learn so much faster and practically ace every exam at school." Imagine everyday situations we all experience. For example, you're at a casual dinner with friends, and the conversation shifts to a topic you've recently read about. With your sharper memory and quicker comprehension, you contribute valuable insights and fascinating facts, making the discussion more enriching and engaging for everyone. Think about working on your home budget or planning a family vacation. Instead of feeling stressed and overwhelmed, you find yourself handling the numbers with ease, spotting great deals and making decisions that get you the best value for your money. The process is not only efficient, but also enjoyable, leaving you and your family excited about upcoming adventures. Or maybe you're helping your child with homework. With your enhanced problem-solving skills, you're able to explain complex concepts in a way that makes them easy to understand, boosting your child's confidence and interest in learning. And how about the huge boost you will get in articulating your thoughts? Take, for example, a community meeting, where you quickly adapt to the flow of conversation, offering creative solutions to local issues, which not only garners respect from your neighbors but also fosters a sense of community and collaboration. Or maybe just a typical day at work, where multitasking is the norm. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you manage tasks with solid calmness and sharp focus, impressing everyone with your productivity and innovative approach to challenges. It always amuses me when I hear people refer to 97% of our DNA as junk DNA. Little do they realize that this portion is actually the most precious part of our genetic makeup. It's like an undiscovered gold mine. Nature has empowered you with abilities that go far beyond what you currently utilize. Just think of the immense untapped potential that lies dormant within you. Isn't it a tremendous waste to not access something so powerful, especially when it's readily available for activation and immediate use? Each day that passes without tapping into this gold mine of genes, filled with essential how-to instructions, is like burning a stack of $100 bills. Just stop and think of the opportunities you are missing. People tirelessly search for opportunities, wanting to be wealthy, successful, healthy, and happy, yet fail to understand why nothing really happens. They are searching in all the wrong places, instead of looking within themselves. Have you ever heard the phrase, "The biggest secrets of all are hidden in plain sight"? It's incredibly true. The potential for unlimited success in every aspect of life is already inside you, just waiting for a bit of help to get activated. I am truly proud of our work, what we've achieved, and how it has helped improve so many lives. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I had a disagreement with my colleagues about when to release the neural excellence sound wave to the public. As a leading doctor in the field of epigenetics, I have a reputation to uphold. I spent over 24 years building that reputation, and I wasn't about to release neural excellence until I was absolutely certain it performed as intended. I took my time, and 8 months later I was finally confident that neural excellence met the high standards of perfectionism that have defined my career. A lot of money and time were invested in this project. However, every dollar spent and every late night away from our families ultimately paid off when I see the life-changing results people get with neural excellence. Investing in your brain's potential is not just a purchase. It's an investment in unlocking a life of possibilities that are currently beyond your reach. I always tell everyone, don't think of neural excellence as a cost, but as opening a previously closed path for accessing what you are truly capable of. The transformative effects of epigenetic activation science are not just about improving your brain functions. They are about elevating your entire quality of life. Every one of us faces challenges that can seem like Mount Everest. Whether it's struggling to keep up at work, stop smoking, losing weight, start a new business, take an existing business to new levels of profitability, feeling overwhelmed by stress, failing to keep pace with new learning, trouble remembering things, or just feeling like you're not living up to your potential. Once dormant genes in your DNA are activated, you'll be empowered to deal with all that effortlessly. The dramatic improvements you'll see in your everyday life are truly impactful. You'll gain unshakable confidence and a profound sense of mastery over your life as everything starts to flow smoothly. Tasks that once seemed like a big headache are now going to be opportunities to apply your new creative and problem-solving abilities. Your relationships will improve as you communicate more effectively and empathetically. Your new memory capabilities will attract people to you, and they will want to spend more time around you. Remember, people are naturally drawn to individuals who are attentive, engaging, and knowledgeable. And of course, that will lead to people viewing you as reliable and trustworthy, because someone who remembers commitments, follows through on promises, and recalls important details is seen as someone reliable and trustworthy. Obviously, this will open a lot of new opportunities for you. Because you can remember everything with uncanny detail, you'll become a resourceful and often the go-to person for information or advice, which is incredibly appealing in both social and professional settings. And all this is just the beginning. Because each success builds on the last, you will find yourself on an upward spiral of achievements and personal growth. Every small victory will be a foundation for your next, bigger success. And as your capabilities expand, so does your vision of what's possible. Each challenge you overcome boosts your confidence, not just in your skills, but in your ability to face and conquer whatever comes next. People who use neural excellence say that when they look back after just a few weeks, it's like they are seeing a new version of themselves. I know that we can charge $200, $300, $500 or even more for neural excellence. Just think how much money you've spent throughout your lifetime to try and get what you want, and not getting it. Remember the Harvard University research on epigenetics, which shows how activating valuable yet inactive genes containing crucial information can significantly improve every area of your life. Consider what you might be missing out on if you let these valuable genes remain dormant. Your brain is craving the how-to instructions these genes contain. All you need to do is allow access. Many travel from all over the country to my clinic in Los Angeles and pay me $1,500 for a one-on-one 45-minute consultation. But my goal is to help as many people as I can. That's the profession I've chosen. That is why I set up this website, to help those who can't afford a visit to my clinic get the exact same benefit and results. Because it's relatively inexpensive to operate a website, and because I want to make this transformative experience available to everyone, you won't even pay the original price we launched the product with, which is $97. You won't even pay the current price of $54.99, which is a 42% discount. The mere fact that you've invested 30 minutes of your time by watching this presentation should be rewarded. Just because of that, I want to give you an additional discount of $18. That means you can enjoy the fruits of our research and a fascinating new life for just $37. I only ask one thing: that once you experience a whole new level of brain power and the changes in your life that come with it, send me a note talking about the success story. Okay, now I want to share something truly special with you. As you can imagine, we are consistently investing in cutting-edge research and technological advancements. Neural excellence isn't static. It evolves just as we do, just as technology does. Because of this, we're introducing a quarterly subscription model. Don't worry, you will not have to pay for it. Let me explain. Every 3 months, we will roll out an upgraded version of Neural Excellence, incorporating the latest findings and innovations. Very soon, this will mean a recurring membership of $47 per quarter. However, because you're with us today, at the very moment we are about to launch this new model, I believe it's only fair to offer you something exceptional. For just $37 today, not only do you get immediate access to Neural Excellence, but I am also granting you a lifetime subscription to all future upgrades. You will receive all the benefits that others will be paying $47 per quarter for, absolutely free, for life. That's $188 you save per year. Every new version, every breakthrough, every enhancement in the field of epigenetic sciences will automatically be yours. You won't have to do anything. No extra charge, no decision to make. As we advance, so will your abilities, continuously, without any additional investment. So, not only are you securing an incredible deal today, but you are setting yourself up for a future where you continually evolve and grow, where each new upgrade enhances not just your cognitive capabilities, but expands your potential and possibilities in life. We're truly overwhelmed by the response we've received since launching Neural Excellence. Thousands of people, just like you, have transformed their lives. I'm talking about people from all walks of life. Busy professionals, dedicated parents, stay-at-home moms, struggling students, both new and seasoned entrepreneurs. Their stories fill my inbox every day. They tell us how Neural Excellence has not just met, but exceeded their expectations. John from Miami experienced a significant memory boost within just 2 weeks. After reviewing a document just 3 times, he not only mastered the names but also the roles of all 78 employees at his new branch, an impressive success that would have previously taken him weeks. Clara from San Francisco shared that she has successfully started a new side gig selling digital products online, all while raising 4 kids. And now, everything feels effortless. Before, she felt suffocated, unable to imagine having the time or energy to start a business. But maybe you're wondering if Neural Excellence is right for you. Maybe you've tried other solutions that promised a lot but delivered little. That's why I want to make this decision as easy as possible for you. You don't have to say yes right now. Just say maybe. With our 180-day ironclad money-back guarantee, you can try Neural Excellence risk-free. Use it for 6 months, and if you don't see the results you're hoping for, simply send us an email. We'll refund every penny, no questions asked. You don't even have to decide now. Let the experience decide for you. But I am positive you will be blown away by the results you experience. As a leading doctor and scientist in this field, I have built a solid reputation over many years. Trust me, I would never jeopardize that reputation. If there were even a small possibility that you won't experience incredible transformation, I would not make neural excellence available to the public. You deserve the gift of greatness. You really do. You cannot change the past, but you can control your future. By taking a step today and joining neural excellence, you are in essence creating a future full of abundance in every area of your life. This is one of those rare times where the real risk lies in not taking action. Because if you knew what I know, and if you saw the results thousands of people have been getting with neural excellence, you would understand that the real risk is missing on the life-altering results. I also want you to know that your order is fully secured. In fact, we've chosen the biggest digital goods payment processing company in the world to process payments. ClickBank was established 25 years ago in 1998 and has since processed over $5 billion. So rest assured your payment is safe. If you start today, besides getting lifetime access to neural excellence for a one-time payment of only $37, and remember that others will be paying $47 per quarter soon, which is $188 you save every year, I'll give you 3 bonuses completely free. First, you'll be getting a copy of a manuscript which Wallace D. Wattles used in order to write his blockbuster book, The Science of Getting Rich, in 1910, which has since sold tens of millions of copies worldwide. It contains never-before-seen concepts and strategies the richest people in the world use every single day, and I know this for a fact because many of them visit my clinic. For privacy reasons, I won't name names, but you can imagine who I'm talking about. The second bonus you will get is something people pay a lot of money for when conducting private sessions with me. It's called FlexMind Formula. It contains 3 subliminal audio tracks designed to help your brain expand its flexibility in order to deal with changes effortlessly. Because remember, neural excellence is about to take your brain to a place it has never experienced before. The third free bonus was created by a very dear friend of mine who agreed to license me his star product, Attract Your First $1 Million within 90 days. Just so you know, Robert has created countless millionaires in no time with this exclusive program, and that's people who did not have neural excellence. Just think how much faster you'll be able to achieve your first $1 million. Once you click the order button below this video, you are in essence accessing the fruits of my life's research and assurance of success. You are accessing the results of cutting-edge scientific research and the latest advancements in epigenetic technology. By choosing this path, you align yourself with a scientifically validated method that pioneers a new way of thinking and living. You are placing yourself light years ahead of the curve. Look at highly successful people you hear about in the news or read about every day. Many of these individuals were fortunate to be born with genes that produce neural harmony naturally. However, this privilege is now accessible to you as well. You no longer have to merely observe others' success from the sidelines. The same genetic advantage they were born with is now available to you. Today you are investing in your most valuable asset, your DNA. I want to go over answers to some key questions people have had in the past. Here is a question from Emily in San Diego. Are results with neural excellence instant, or do I have to wait a long time? Results from neural excellence can be surprisingly rapid because of the core mechanism of how epigenetic activation works. Most users report experiencing noticeable improvements within just a few days. It's important to understand that the activation of epigenetic factors in your DNA begins to work as soon as you start your sessions. James from Toronto asks, I have an average memory. Will neural excellence help me improve it? Absolutely, James. Part of the genes activated through the process of epigenetic activation contain how-to instructions your brain will access and learn how to contain more information. You will see a significant improvement in your ability to remember and process information. And it actually increases over time as your brain adjusts to new capacity levels. I know all this is new to many people, but always remember that in reality, this is not some magic. All this valuable how-to information in your inactive genes has been part of you from the day you were born. All we are doing is accessing what you already have but were not able to use. Remember the story I told you about Jeff, my wife's dad? He thought we did some magic on her mother and she suddenly became a master chef. And I told him what I tell you now. Jeff, the reality is, she always had this ability inside her. We just helped her activate it. Okay, let's continue. This question is from Linda in Houston. I started an online business 2 months ago using Shopify. It's been tough. How can neural excellence help me? Well, Linda, let's simplify this. What does it take to succeed in business? You need 4 things, correct? Fast learning, problem-solving skills, enhanced creativity, and sharp focus. As the epigenetic activation process begins, These areas will start to improve due to the activation of dormant but powerful genes that contain instructions your brain will quickly access and learn from. With these enhanced cognitive abilities, you'll be able to learn new skills more quickly, come up with innovative solutions to challenges, generate profitable ideas, and more important, implement them effortlessly. This explains why people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates have been able to develop ideas into billion-dollar businesses. It's not rocket science. It's about having the right abilities, which you will now have as well. Alex in London want to know what makes neural excellence superior to methods like Tai Chi or guided imagery meditation. While Tai Chi and meditation have shown to somewhat trigger epigenetic activation, it takes years and a huge time commitment. And even then, the epigenetic activation will not reach the 3.7% required to achieve a state of neural harmony, where the true magic starts to happen. So Maria in New York asked, "If I have the money, why should I use neural excellence instead of pulsed electromagnetic field, PEMF, device sessions? PEMF sessions yield better results than Tai Chi and meditation, but I can tell you that few achieve neural harmony. Plus, it's very costly and require continuous investment. Neural excellence, on the other hand, is a one-time purchase that provides continuous benefits. It's not only more cost-effective but also highly convenient, allowing you to experience the benefits anytime and anywhere." Henry in Sydney asks, "What do I need to do once I purchase? How do I use it?" Using neural excellence is straightforward, Henry. Once purchased, you'll download a digital audio track. Simply listen to this track with headphones for a few minutes each day. And you can do it whenever you want. Just make sure you have a few quiet minutes without interruptions. Okay, so Isabella works at a tech company and she says competition is tough. She asks if neural excellence will help her advance despite the tough competition. Let's put it this way. Imagine an NBA team playing against a college basketball team. There's really no competition, right? Similarly, what you currently perceive as tough competition will be no competition at all once you achieve neural harmony. Your mental clarity, problem-solving skills, and creativity will be elevated so much that you'll be playing in a league of your own. Your competitors, who might seem hard to beat now, will soon look more like that college team, simply because your capabilities will far exceed the average professionals in your field. Mike from Boston asks, "I've been trying to lose weight for a long time with very mixed results. I have a basic understanding of epigenetics as I took a course while completing my degree. Is it true that part of our inactive genes contain instructions for our body to use and learn how to optimize the calorie burning process?" You're correct, Mike. Part of what neural excellence does is activate those dormant genes that can optimize your body's metabolic processes. This activation can lead to more efficient calorie burning and better energy management, which results in weight loss and overall health improvements. Recently, a large hedge fund approached us with a substantial offer to buy our company. However, I turned them down because accepting would mean being bound by their rules and restrictions. True breakthroughs in epigenetics come from freedom of thought and action. This autonomy is exactly how we were able to develop neural excellence. Being independent allows us to innovate without constraints, focusing solely on the science and how it can benefit you directly, not on satisfying corporate agendas. We were also presented with several lucrative deals to sell neural excellence through some of the country's most prestigious clinics. However, these proposals were not in your best interest. The clinics wanted to price neural excellence at over $1,000 per treatment to secure a significant markup. This approach is too common in the medical industry, which has increasingly prioritized profit over patient care. I have always been uncomfortable with this aspect of the profession. It should be about helping people, not just making money. That's why I encourage you to act now. Not only will neural excellence soon shift to a subscription model, making now the most cost-effective time to get involved, but we may also pause new sales in the near future so we can focus on our existing members. Managing this website and supporting our users takes a lot of my time. While I love helping, there are only so many hours in the day, and I want to ensure we maintain the quality of support and engagement our members deserve. And if for any reason you find that neural excellence isn't for you, you have 180 days to claim a full refund of your money. And, as a token of appreciation, I'll let you keep the product. I'm confident it works, there's no doubt about it. The primary reason it might not work for someone is simply if they don't use it. I want you to use it, even if it's after receiving your refund, because even if it takes a little longer, I believe it will transform your life. Forget the money. What's truly important is that you eventually make the effort, use it, and it helps you become the best version of yourself. As a neurologist, my days are often 16 hours long, including weekends. but I don't consider it work. Witnessing the power of the human brain and the discoveries we make every day is utterly fascinating. Just this past January, researchers at Johns Hopkins University found that a high rate of epigenetic activation can change your DNA to the extent of cell rejuvenation. This is just a glimpse of where this science is going, and it's truly amazing. You are going to be part of this revolution. This isn't just about temporary improvement. It's about transforming your life and setting a new standard for health, intelligence, wealth, and success for future generations. Now is the time to step forward and unlock the incredible potential that nature gave you, but lied dormant within you from the day you were born until today. Complete the checkout now and start your transformation with neural excellence. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Dr. Thomas Winslow, and I am here to serve you. God bless.